Last time I checked, they said one of the most important things in our community is education. Last time I checked, they said that one of the most important things that contribute to the economic, political, and quality of life in a community is education. Last time I checked, it's important to have several resources for education. So I'm just more than a little happy today to have this show, because what we're going to do is focus on education, a certain kind in a certain area. You know, you got general education, then you got specific education. And I don't know whether I got a lot of either one of them, but we're going to give this a shot. This is a call to action.
A call to action.
I'm your host, Alex Habersham, and we're going to talk about the dream. Well, we're going to talk about the Dream Academy, you know, which is a new facility, educational institution that's opening here in our community. And we, of course, are very, very happy, because it gives another angle, another avenue for education in our community. Mm-hmm. And it also embraces something in which all of our kids are interested in. You know, that's the arts and acting and music and things of that nature. And that's a button, you know, that a lot of young people have. So we're happy to have, first of all, the founder of the organization, the Dream Academy, in the person of Miss Karla Redding Andrews, and we want to congratulate you. I know this has been on your heart and on your mind for quite some time.
You know, the more I think about it, that it's actually here, and Dr. Willaford is here, it just almost brings a tear to my eyes, because we've been working on this for almost 5 years. And when people said you can't, that made us push harder to say that we can. And we're excited. We're so excited about Dream Academy and the opportunities that it will open up for kids in this community and around the state of Georgia.
So what drove your desire to have this academy?
Well, the lack of education. You know, having the OTIS Music Camp, which the foundation is most instrumental in for over 11 years, and seeing the kids that come through there who, when they come to me, are lacking in education and are D or F failing students. And they get in this camaraderie
this
box,
thing,
this awesome camp of music and collaborations and just inspiration. And I said, you know what? Why are not we able to do this for kids every day? Every single day in every single classroom. There's certainly got to be a way that kids can learn the ABCs and the 1, 2, 3s and the history lessons required through music and the arts. And so that's what drove it. That's
so you're going to have a unique combination and a unique approach of doing regular academic and curriculum type lessons, if you please.
Absolutely.
Through, well, first of all, I want to introduce to the community Dr. Chara Willaford, who's going to be the principal, or what, she's the principal?
She's the superintendent.
The superintendent of that fine institution. Welcome to Macon.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, and I'm glad to have you, and we're excited about your comment. We, of course, are excited about the Dream Academy for a lot of reasons. And I said last night at the expo that it's room, you know. I mean, you know, education is so important, and economics and other things, but what we need to do as it relates to education, in my opinion, is to just come together as a community. Yes. You know, kind of like that old concept that the governor had one time, no child left behind.
Absolutely.
No child left behind. So welcome to the community, and we're going to just let you tell a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, first off, I'm so glad to be part of Dream, and I applaud Karla and the family and just the overall governing board for doing an awesome job in terms of just everything that they've done to get this dream here. Just a little bit about me. I am a career educator.
Okay.
I feel that education is a calling. And I knew from when I was a little girl that this was something that I really wanted to do. I'm going into almost my 20th year of service in education.
You must have
believe it or
started
not.
at 5.
I did. How did you know? How did you know? But I have served as a teacher, a classroom teacher, a reading specialist, an instructional coach, assistant principal, and so now coming to Dream, I look forward to being able to take all of those years of experiences and different opportunities in my educational career and actually open a state-of-the-art instructional program.
I understand. Well, welcome to Georgia, to Macon specifically. And where do you come from?
I reside in Conyers, Georgia,
Okay.
which is about an hour or so
Where you
away
from
here.
originally?
Atlanta, Southwest Atlanta.
Okay, Southwest Atlanta. Well, I've been through that one or two
Okay.
times, so I can
Most
identify
importantly,
that.
she's a graduate of the DeKalb School of the Arts.
Yes. Oh.
So she understands
Yeah.
how important.
Yeah.
And
So-
then number
Go
2,
ahead.
she's a Georgia Southern University graduate,
Yeah.
which of course means a lot to me.
Okay. All right.
Being a Georgia
Oh
Southern
yeah,
University
I'll wait for the rest of
Eagle Nation.
yeah. Now, so
Absolutely.
Artsy now, outside of the academic element, do you play anything, or you sing, or do you draw, or do you? I mean,
I do a little. I'm a creative. That's what I call myself.
Okay.
I don't sing. I didn't get the arts gene, unfortunately, in terms of design. But I'm very creative. At one point in time, I thought I was going to become a fashion designer.
all right now.
Yes.
I like it when you snatch your head.
Yes. So I love design and colors. So I'm creative and artsy on
That's
that
on
end
the
of the
creative
spectrum.
side. Well, that's all right. Karla, let's talk a little bit about mechanically about the school. When it's going to open, how many classes and
Absolutely.
things. The both of you,
Okay.
let's
Yes.
just talk about
Well,
the
you know,
school
our home
itself.
is 151 Madison Street, which
Right.
we're excited to be able to take over that existing
Right.
facility.
Used to be the
Yeah, it was the former charter school was there.
charter school,
Yes,
and then
and-
used to be. I believe Green Street. Y'all don't know this. Y'all ain't old enough to remember this. But Green Street Elementary School.
Wow, and
You know,
progressive.
Yeah, and progressive.
And Progressive Christian Academy, which was
used
so-
to be right there. So
That's right.
I mean, that land got education in the
Yeah,
in the
for
sand.
history.
It certainly does.
Yeah,
it certainly
so-
does. And so
Go
we're excited to be able to be on that footprint and create, our whole premise in that community and be able to inspire and bring up that community. Pleasant Hill community is certainly important to all of Macon, and we're excited to be there.
Okay.
So Dr. Willaford understands about the classes, and my role is
Yes.
to support her.
Yeah, I understand.
That's
I
it.
understand.
That's it.
And so right now we're taking applications for Dream until the end of the month, and then we'll have our lottery the first part of April. But ideally, we plan to have classrooms that are going to be outfitted with teachers teaching the core subjects, as you stated earlier, in a rigorous manner, but they're going to be arts infused. So within any given lesson in any given time, once you come into Dream, you might see a teacher teaching social studies, but the scholars might actually be recreating a particular event in history. They may be designing campaigns or newspapers or different artifacts that might have been going on in history at the time. So they still will be doing their regular standards, but they will have an arts focus to them.
That's very interesting.
And isn't it interesting that she calls them scholars?
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
that's her language for them. They're not students.
Yeah.
Everyone is a scholar, which
Yeah.
is so
Yeah.
important.
That's
Art
very-
scholars is what she
Yes.
calls them.
Now, what's grade levels?
We're going to open with kindergarten through 6th grade
Okay.
in August 2018. But then each year, that same set of scholars will continue up into 12th grade. So over time, will be K-12.
Okay, so how many students?
We are hoping to have 600 scholars.
Okay. Okay. So how's the recruitment going?
The recruitment is going very well,
Yes.
especially considering that the timing has been very short. The window
right.
has been very short. Just getting Dr. Willaford on board,
Yes.
just being able to get a facility, because that's been the main issue, and the holdup with not bringing Dream to light in the first place is trying to decide on a facility. So things are happening very fast.
Yes.
We have a facility. We got Dr. Willaford on board, and the enrollment process increases every day.
Yeah. Now, how can a person either learn more or become a part of Dream Academy?
Okay. Well, several ways. Number one, they can go to our website, which is dreamacademy.org.
Charter.org.
Charter.org.
Yes.
But also follow us, Dream Academy, on Facebook, and also follow us on Twitter.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. So, what if they just want to learn more information about the academy, you know, and not necessarily sign up right away? So,
Well,
do you have the whole type shebang?
the whole website is set up to design to give you all the information that you need.
on
However,
the website?
if you need further information or have further questions, you can always call the foundation office at 478-742-5737, and we will make sure that Dr. Willaford gets that message.
Now, Dr. Willaford does not know this, but I'm a teacher. You know, and like you know, I grew up, you know, wanting to be a teacher, and I used to teach in the. You knew that, didn't you?
Yes,
Carl?
I did.
I used to teach in the public school system, and I teach now at the prison.
Okay.
You know, and at juvenile justice and what have you. So it's something to be said for teachers, and
That's
I
right.
say that because a lot of the effectiveness of education centers around the instructor, not what that person is teaching,
Yeah.
but who doing the teaching.
Right, who's doing the
You
teaching.
know, and I learned that a long time ago because and the reason I'm saying it is because all scholars have the opportunity to be good scholars.
Yes, sir.
They have the potential to be good scholars, and I'm sure that this is one of the missions of Dream, but we got to bring it out of
That's
them.
right.
Have to.
You know, and I think it's very, very important and potentially very effective that when the OTIS, if you please, approach, she just laughed at me. If the OTIS approach is used, so what about staff is where I'm going with
Okay.
that. What about, you know, teachers?
Like what kind of
and then
teachers
what do
are we
I?
looking for?
Well, I know you. Well, I don't know if you can pay me, but but if you want to make an offer, I might consider it.
No, you are family, so you've got
But I
to
do
be very, very good with your costs there in time.
Yeah, I do.
Volunteers are needed.
Yeah. Not you want me to volunteer. Let's start with the paid position. Okay, but what about staff and instructors? I mean, throughout. I mean, where are you with as it relates to being able to hire people to fill positions, and what kind of positions? Unless you got everybody hired?
No, not yet. No.
Okay.
Not yet.
So we're at the early stages of hiring, and we're actually going to be looking for dynamic educators that are growth oriented, that love scholars, and that are willing to give our scholars a different type of approach to education. And on our website, there is a career section. So if you go there and you click on careers, you'll see all of the positions that we have posted there now that's going to be available. But we'll be looking for kindergarten teachers, first grade teachers, sixth grade teachers, as well as dance teachers, music teachers, arts teachers. All of those types of educators is what we're going to be looking for.
Okay. Now, since this is an arts type school, what are you going to do along the line, if anything? Production and shows and things of that nature. I mean, will the students have an opportunity to showcase?
Yes.
You know what they are doing. Talk a little bit about
Definitely. So one of the things that we are going to do, because our school is going to be performance based, which means that you have to show what you are learning. The only way that you can see what you're doing in dance class is to actually see a dance performance. So we will have different showcases, if not on a monthly basis, but probably starting off at least on a quarterly basis, so that we can actually see what the scholars are learning in terms of
what elements of the
productions.
arts? I just heard you mention dance. So let's talk specifically
Okay.
about the elements of the arts that will be emphasized there.
Yes, so we're going to emphasize visual arts, theater arts, dance, creative writing, creative thinking, as well as technology in terms of design.
Okay.
And I'm really proud of the fact that we're also going to focus on entrepreneurship programming as well, so that we can learn the business side of the arts.
Okay, now where do I fill out my application?
I thought that would get you with
I
that
will
one.
say again,
No,
we need plenty of volunteers. You have to be K through 6, then on up to 12.
No. I want to be a part of that. Hey, man. At least we'll start with that. Okay, now is there anything else? Oh, well, I want to ask you this first, Karla. What kind of activities did the group that kind of motivated you when you saw that? What kind of activities were they involved in? The kind of with the camp and things of that nature.
The kids. All of the programming that we do at the OTIS Reading Foundation, the kids come in not necessarily great vocalists, great pianists, great violin players. They come in with no knowledge of anything. And to assemble them with coaches and people of the industry who motivate them to say, you can do this. And then to see what they turn out to be in the 2-week period when we do the camp. It's just absolutely amazing. Just 2 weeks, the camp is 2 weeks. And they do a final performance at the end that we have been doing 11 years, as I said, that is a sold-out performance. Standing ovation at the end. A huge finale performance that requires collaborations, knowledge of who Otis Redding is and all the Georgia artists, all of the history around making music and Georgia music history. And these kids come together and they are like at the top of their game by the time they leave us. And that's what Dream Academy is going to do. So, not only that side of Dream Academy is that education component that my dad was so adamant about, as well as my mom. But Dream is going to get the campers that I get that come from Dream. I'll be so excited because they'll come in with a level of knowledge that we had to start from scratch with. These kids will already have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's so very outstanding. I want to editorialize it a little bit more. But all of our young people, scholars, have buttons.
Yes.
And different individuals and different young people have different buttons. But a lot of them don't know what their button is.
Right.
And when
That's
they're
right.
putting it in an environment, like for art or for dance,
That's right.
or for
Film.
music, or film,
Drama.
or drama,
Yes.
they oftentimes they don't even realize that they got it in them.
Yes.
And so this kind of opportunity provides, a vehicle,
Yes.
for them to move in that direction. What about cost? What about funding and financing? I know, you got light bills and things.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And things. So let's talk a little bit about the funding and the financial and the cost to the students, if any, that it's going to be.
Well, there's no cost to the students. There's absolutely no cost. Every student has fair chance to get into Dream from across the state, not just Macon Bibb.
Now that's important. But so
Super
it's
important.
not just it's not limited to Bibb County.
It's not limited to Bibb County at all. Monroe County, Jones County, Houston County, Twiggs County, all of these counties, we hope to be able to service some kids from there. We've got 9 counties within this geographical area that we could serve.
But they don't have to be from one of the
They don't have to be.
They don't have to
They
be.
don't have to be. That's what's so important. That's what's so great. And like I said, it's just a lottery. enroll. Lottery process, you're accepted.
So what do you mean lottery?
So it's just like, and I'll let Dr. Willaford talk more about that, but it's just like a regular school system.
You got.
So what the lottery is if because we're capping our enrollment at 600. So if we receive 1,200 or 2,000 applications, we won't be able to accept all of those. So the lottery is to keep us at our number.
At our number, so that we can effectively service those kids.
Yeah. So how is it funded?
Well, the funding comes from the butts in the seats. Mm-hmm. The number of kids that we have in the seat, the state supports.
The state.
It's a state charter.
It's a state charter.
Yes.
So the funding comes from the state of Georgia.
Okay.
But, charter schools certainly have less financial support as any of the regular public school systems. So we are actively always fundraising and looking for partners like the Griffith Family Foundation, which gave us $100,000 to start the renovations and everything at 151 Madison. That's going to be what I want to do for Chara, is to make sure that she has all the finances that she needs to do the best job that she can for those scholars. So I will be fundraising around the world, not only for the Otis Redding Foundation, but for Dream Academy as well, because it's so important to us.
Well, one thing for certain, name recognition for you and the foundation will not be a problem.
Well, it is, but we really hope that more so than name recognition, that we sell this program.
Well, that's what's going to make them buy, Karla. That's what I'm saying.
Yes. That this program is going to be so great. Yeah. It'll be the first of its kind in the state of Georgia. If it's as big as we want it to be, hopefully we can take it and duplicate it around the state and have satellite and sister schools, which would be incredible.
Right. I heard you mention that Otis, your dad, Redding, well, and I'm not going to sing Dock of the Bay today because I always mess it up.
You do. This year is the 50th anniversary for that song.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, sure is.
It doesn't seem like 50 years.
It certainly does not.
He was a great guy, but, you mentioned something, so he was very interested in education. Talk a little bit about that.
My dad was already planning a summer camp, just like we're doing.
Wow.
He was planning it in 1966.
Wow.
To implement it in the summer of 1967, but he had polyps on his vocal cords and wasn't able to get the kids out to the ranch like he wanted to. He did have a group come out of underprivileged kids come out to the ranch and introduce them to all the people in the radio industry, and they talked about the importance of education, and even had wrote a jingle that went around the world to talk about the importance of staying in school. That's the song you need to learn. Stay in School, it's called.
I haven't heard the jingle.
Yes, you got to hear it. Don't ask me to sing it because I can't.
To sing
but there is a jingle.
Do you have it? You got it on MP3
I do.
or something?
I certainly do. You can find
maybe
it.
We could
and it's called Stay in School. You need to play it.
Maybe we could play it.
It's really neat because it says if you didn't go back to school this year, you're really not groovy. Maybe school didn't interest you, and it says, but just think how funny you'd be standing in an unemployment line. Just because school didn't interest you. You really ought to think about it.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Tell them the big old told you to stay in school.
Yeah.
So that's really a neat jingle. Really neat. And he was really, really adamant about that because he didn't get to finish school. At that time, he just didn't get to finish. But he knew for us, his kids, education was the key. And that's what he was trying to stress to people around the community.
Oh, wow. Well, congratulations. And I'm going to give you all 1 minute each to kind of wrap it up as it relates to the Dream.
Well, we appreciate, just had you, I think I talked with you probably 3 years ago about Dream. Then we had no home, we had no thought process. It was just a dream, exactly what it was, and assembled a fantastic team of governing board, which Ms. Habersham serves on that board and is so involved to make this come to fruition. And I'm just totally excited about a year from now, we can be sitting here saying, this is our first group of kids and they're going on to their next class, next grades. And so I am so excited and appreciate Dr. Willaford being involved. We had applications from around the world and Dr. Chara Willaford was the best.
You got
Thank you.
your part in speaking?
Yes. Just again, thank you. And I am really excited to really just be getting myself just into the Macon community. So just thank you to everyone that I have met thus far for being just really open to me and saying, hey, why don't you go here, or let me teach you about the history of Macon, Bibb County. So thank you to everyone that I have come in contact with. But more so, this is for my future parents of our art scholars. If you are looking for a school that is going to truly push high expectations, rigorous academics, but also rigorous arts, to truly have a well-balanced scholar, because I do believe in academics. So we're not just going to be quote unquote doing arts and coloring and drawing all day. I don't want people to have that perception. It's going to be a lot of rigorous academic work, but we're also going to really push that arts piece as well, so that we can have a full, well-rounded child.
Give that website again.
DreamAcademyCharter.org. DreamAcademyCharter.org.
This is a call to action.
A call to action.
I'm your host, Alex Habersham. Having interviewed Miss Karla Redding Andrews, founder of the Dream Academy, the newly just gonna open, soon to be open Dream Academy, and Dr. Chara Willaford, who will be the superintendent of that fine institution. This is a call to action.
A call to action.
I'm your host, Alex Habersham, and looking for a paid position. Have a great day.
I knew you were a teacher when you were trying to quiet everybody up yesterday.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah.
I did.
Yeah, and then let me tell you.
It.
Look, let me tell you something. When I was teaching, when I walked in my class, everybody talking, I wouldn't say a word. I could look so mean to the windows, the panes would fall out the window. And then they started, shh. Yeah, I'm old school teacher.
Hey,
like I said, we need some good volunteers.
that's right.